But while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you what Big Lebowski is about. The Big Lebowski centers on Jeffrey, the Dude Lebowski, played by Jeff Bridges, a laid-back L.A. slacker whose quiet life is disrupted after being mistaken for a wealthy man with the same name. The mistake brings him to the Big Lebowski, title, a wheelchair-bound millionaire who hires the Dude to deliver ransom money for his supposedly kidnapped wife, Bunny. Along for the ride is the Dude's volatile bowling partner, Walter, played by John Goodman, whose misplaced confidence and aggressive logic repeatedly escalate situations far beyond necessity. The investigation through kidnappings, missing money, nihilists, pinkies, and assorted eccentrics, revealing frauds instead of villains and offering no real resolution, until the story winds down with bowling resumed, the Dude abiding, and, I lost my train of thought here. Hell, I've done introduced enough already. Big Lebowski. Sometimes too many words can be said, not enough words can be said, but it abides. Matt, Dr. Matt, walk us through your first Big Lebowski experience. What an exciting day.
All right. So this is one I've been looking forward to for quite a while, largely because of Todd, actually. Because Todd and I are good buddies. We've hang out quite a bit, and he quotes it all the time. So I was excited to get this one under my belt so I could, enjoy his quoting.
I drew a line in the sand. It said, "This is our friendship. Across this line, if you want to be my friend."
Exactly. That's exactly it. So, when it comes to Big Lebowski, the story is very chaotic and it's very hard to follow, especially on the first watch. So, you watch the whole movie and what just happened? Because the characters kind of land where they started and it's all chaotic. And then you think you know what's happening, and then the rug gets pulled, and then the rug gets pulled from that rug. And it's a movie that's honestly a lot about rugs. It's basically Lebowski trying to get his rug back. And that's the driver of the plot. And weirdly enough, this kind of coincided with my rug phase of my life. Because I just got a house and I've been buying rugs for all my rooms. And so I get it. When a rug ties the whole room together, you lose that. It's like a piece of you's lost. Rug's a piece of art. That's what I've learned in the last year of my life. So, but the Dude, you've got Walter and you've got Donnie. I think really looking at those characters is probably the best way to kind of digest the movie from a first watch standpoint, because the plot is so chaotic, it's hard to follow on your first watch through. And honestly, I actually watched this movie a second time through because I enjoyed it so much, and because I was trying to kind of pick out the pieces of the story as I went.
Yeah.
But I do think looking at the characters is probably the best way to kind of get it. So the Dude is very interesting. So the narrator, when he's introducing the Dude to us, doesn't really know what to call him. He's like, hero's maybe not the right word for it, but it's something close to that. Right when the movie opens, he gets mistaken for the Big Lebowski.
Right.
And his house gets broken into by a couple of thugs. And they kind of dunk his head in the toilet and "Where's the money? Where's the money?" And they pull him out. And you learn immediately, the Dude doesn't get pushed around. He's the chillest of them all. And he's, in a weird way, he has courage, bravery under the surface, and so when the guy pulls him up, the way he answers him is, "I'm sure it's down there. Let me take another look." You're trying to drown me in my own toilet, and that's how he responds.
Right.
And then the guy's going through his stuff, and he pulls out a bowling ball out of his bowling bag. And he's like, "What is this?" And then he says, "Obviously, you're not a golfer," which is just further insulting the guy who's just trying to drown him in his own toilet. And then Woo pees on his rug, which tied the whole room together. in the first place. So that's a disaster. Uh, and when they realize he might not be the guy that they're actually looking for, they're about to leave, and he says that he's a loser or something along those lines.
A
And
deadbeat.
then,
This
yeah,
guy's a
and a
effing
deadbeat. There you
deadbeat.
go. And then the dude says, "Well, at least I'm housebroken," because Wu had just peed on his rug, and so he's like the whole time he's getting intimidated, he's just sticking it to him, and like he's just not phased by the whole thing, and that's so true to the dude. And I did notice on my second watch through that when they open the movie on a tumbleweed, and the song that's playing is about a tumbleweed.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how the dude lives his life. He's just kind of blown by the wind wherever it takes him. And the tumbleweed doesn't care where it's going. You know, it just keeps rolling. And that's the dude. So that's his piece of that puzzle. And then you've got Walter, who's kind of like everybody has a little Walter inside of them, you know? This person who like blows up at the slightest provocation and gets annoyed and like it wants to come out, but most of us have a suppressor for our inner Walter. But Walter doesn't have that, so he's just every tiny little thing makes him crank it up to 11, like he
Trying to
wants to just
control everything. Yeah.
exactly. And then you have Donnie, who is just like this hapless sidekick. I feel like every friend group has its own Donnie, you know? It's just like you have that one friend who misses all the inside jokes because they were in the bathroom or like, you know,
Yep.
they
Yep.
had to go and feed their dogs or something. And they come back and everyone's laughing. Like, oh, what was it that he said that was so funny?
Forget it, Donnie. You're out of your element.
Walter has no tolerance for that. And so there's this like back and forth between them the whole movie. And yeah, it's a very interesting motif to kind of set it up. But it feels like the whole world was built for the dude to live in, and everything else doesn't really matter. It's just the dude trying to chill, and he gets thrown into this chaotic scenario and rolls through it. So that's kind of my first watch take
Yeah.
of the movie.